because of situations last year, and I wasn't able to commentate. And right now, we're actually talking about how easy it is, like to be updated on upcoming tournaments. But we need to be updated on is this upcoming match. We're gonna be seeing Swain versus Dracoco. I mean, it has been a while since the last time that I saw Swain, so it's going to be a real fun match. I don't know if this is like button check or are they starting right now?
I think they might be starting. Yeah, I think they've been ready to go for sure, but it's nice to see. Obviously, Swain, you might not recognize this person if you're not directly watching the Mexican locals and regionals a whole lot, but Swain's a pretty good player in his own right as well. So piloting that Roy, I've seen Swain take some sets, take some games off of like top Mexican talents that you have heard of. So definitely has the potential to make a miracle run this tournament. I mean, Roy could definitely do it. Roy's those characters that can just delete stocks very early on. I mean, at this percent right here, one jab could potentially confirm into that Jer. Arseno going to be a big factor right here. Tech chase though, no one home, doesn't get the timing of it just yet. But now Arsene being gone, now it feels like you can kind of change the tides towards your favor for Swain. The back air right there, yeah, gonna do it. The sweet spot. He kind of exploded at that percent too.
Yeah, he almost evaporated like Mega Man. But yeah, as you were mentioning, like I mean, most of these players have like made a lot of top players like sweat a lot. I especially remember one set with Javi versus Swain, if I'm not mistaken, and I actually got destroyed by Swain one of the times that I was over there in Mexico. So yeah, he's a pretty chill guy, and right now 102% with his with all of his stocks all on, and yeah, Big Blue Arsene is back on to play the magic percent 1 through 3. Let's see if he can make wonders with that. The grab, just trying to apply as much damage as possible to get rid of that Arsene that just puts you into a lot of mental pressure, you know.
Yeah, definitely could be a lot of mental pressure right there. Catches the side B, catches the second one, and the second one's the one that's gonna get that stock right there. But we started to see a little bit of that momentum kind of go more towards Swain, even with the Arsene, but now kind of getting back. Dracoco trying to find some footing right here to at least turn the tides around in his favor. A little bit of an edge guarding situation right here. You could potentially get some early stocks onto Roy for that. Yeah, that's a mix-up right there. If you get the 1-2 hit of the side B and then you just wait for the air dodge, you can get a free forward smash to get an early kill, but good old Jer, reliable. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Gets the second stock off of Dracoco, and now it feels like the lead is getting a little bit too big.
Yeah, I mean, both of these characters, what's funny is they have this Unga Bunga potential, I like to call it like that, because you can explode in just one interaction. I mean, Roy obviously has this just ridiculous knockback if he hits you with your switch, but then there we have it. Arsene just have this ridiculous knockback whenever he hits with Arsene, but it doesn't matter because Swain just takes out this game number 1 by applying so much pressure outside of the stage with that bear. He didn't even meet the bear right there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I feel like the first 2 stocks, anytime Swain was in an edge guarding position, we saw some very creative ways to get back to the stage. And then that time around, Swain was just like, I'm gonna go out there. I got it, right? It felt like at that point, even if you do, because at that point, you're at like 70-80%, right? Even if you don't get the kill here and you like SD or get reverse edge guarded in the process, you're kind of still in Jer percents, or at least 10% away from Jer percents. So I think it was kind of like a win-win situation right there for Swain, and ended up providing us a really cool clip. So just a really, really aggressive edge guard right there. So gonna be going to a small battlefield right now for this second game. Maybe trying to close the gap a little bit. I mean, you know, maybe trying to get some earlier kills, potentially too, of your Dracoco, but especially off the top. But I'm not, you know, because I feel like Roy usually traditionally kills off the sides, and then Joker can kill off the sides and the top, right? So I feel like we might be able to see some of that from Dracoco, but Swain is still trying to hang on to this momentum from game 1. Almost got a crazy scenario right there where we potentially could have seen a stock taken at 80%.
This is where the things can get a little bit tricky, especially with Arsene and deck right now. 68, I mean 82% versus 61 is not that big of a difference. So right now, wow, he barely survives. That's what you were talking about. I mean, like Roy usually just tends to close out stocks by the edges. I mean, by the left side or the right side. But Joker has the possibility to do that from top or from both sides. So yeah, that is something that Swain needs to take into account for whenever he's trying to approach or make like a really risky movement right now. But amazing backer, just closing out Swain's first touch. Actually, first block enough from Dracoco, but immediate response by Swain.
Yeah, immediate response. We saw that move right there from Dracoco. I mean, we saw him kind of go from point A to point B very quickly. You know, the movement from Joker, I mean, obviously we see the Joe himself, Leo, like do some crazy Joker movements, but seeing other Jokers do the same kind of movements to find these edge guards, it's so cool to see. It's such a treat to watch. Like, he's definitely one of the more entertaining characters to watch for a reason. But right now, I mean, the lead still kind of stays on the Swain right here. I mean, earlier, like we said, you know, we talked about killing off the top, and we almost saw that down air up smash kill. A little bit too aggressive, maybe thinking that Swain was going to recover low. That early up B, if you were scouting that out, could have potentially been a huge, you know, edge guard scenario. But Swain still having control right here. Jer potentially could do it. Tried to find the ledge trump though. No one home for it. Still finds the forward tilt. You know, the stall at the edge, very, very smart from Dracoco. Doesn't want to go out and get edge guarded again like in game one.
Yeah, one thing we've been noticing that Swain has been doing like really good is just applying so much pressure that he doesn't let Dracoco like get much of a use of that Arsene. Because remember that whenever he gets hit, he does the opposite of whenever he's charging it. So he lost bit by bit more of Arsene whenever he hits more. So yeah, that's something that Swain has been doing really good, 138% versus Medicine. I mean, versus this character that almost weigh the same. It's almost like they're at the same percentage, especially since they have this killing potential so high. So yeah, it is just yeah.
Unfortunate right there, those scenarios. We saw two scenarios where Dracoco potentially could have found the kill, wasn't able to find it, and now Arsene being gone as well. These air dodges when you're trying to land, it makes sense, but the up throw gonna do it. A little bit of a counterpick scenario happening right here. The counterpick kind of working against Dracoco this time around. Gets a free Rebels card, but doesn't get enough to actually get full Arsene meter. Back here, right here, potentially could do it, which is what you see Dracoco going for a lot right here. But now Arsene's back. You might be able to find this kill, but watch your tech chases, my friend, because that could be a really scary option to end up at. The way from Swain is so intelligent, knowing that counter was going to come out, and then just waited the timing on that up B just a split second, and it was enough to get him back to the stage, still holding on to the stock too. I mean, you're gonna have to find something big right here, potentially. No, too high of a percent, but the dash attack gonna be more than enough right there. Last stock scenario here.
Last scenario over here, but I actually wanna give a huge shout out to the way that Swain is actually recovering right now. Just getting through that much of the counters that Dracoco has been throwing at him. It's just amazing. It's just such an understanding of the match right now that you need to be really aware of that counter right there. 45%. This is where things can get tricky. That lead into the F match could have been potentially dangerous right there. 115%. The backer just doesn't get the sweet spot, but this is where he needs to be really careful. He misses the jet right there, and let's see if he doesn't pay the price for it right now.
Yeah, trying to find something right here. Potentially one more tilt, one more aerial could potentially be the stock right here. Finds the bear, maybe trying to catch the wool in. Doesn't find anything here though. I mean, this is where, you know, this is you know, winner's life on the line right here for Dracoco. Gonna have to try to find something here. Gets the pivot grab for his troubles and still maintaining this edge guard onto Swain, but one more hit. Can't let him get back into the offense right here because of that fair at that point of the stage, at that, like all the way to the ledge. Definitely gonna be more than enough to kill. And Swain gonna be taking it 2-0 over Dracoco. I mean, we see, you know, it's cool to